reality here. You might know me as ApplePie Movement. I'm a humanitarian sharing the conversations with humanity which need to be heard. In today's conversation with Angela Wilcox, we discuss how she has used her platform of art installations to speak to social justice topics such as racism, classism, sexism, the fires in Australia, to gangs in Long Beach. So come on, grab a piece of pie and join our conversation. Did you hear, have you heard about the Women's Right March and, you know, the pink caps and all of that?
Yeah.
Have you read anything in the press about how BLM was excluded from the march this last year?
Stop. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Do you know what BLM is?
Black Liberation?
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. They were excluded. You see, I have a huge problem with that sort of stuff. You know, and I think that women need to support women. Women need to be given the opportunity. I'm a big women's right activist, and I saw the generation after me still doing. I mean, I was sexually harassed in every job. I've lost jobs because of I'm a woman. I was told when I was doing my master's degree as an artist that I didn't need to work that hard because the men were the only ones getting the jobs. I mean, I work in an industry in technology where age and being a woman is not, and I've always been the only female in my area, you know, to do with technology and art. So, I mean, I've experienced the whole gamut. So I'm a great woman's, you know, we're all just trying to get through and, you know, give it me a break. I don't think the next generation, which is the one between me and the younger generation, really understand what we went through. And they've sort of gone, well, you know, it's okay. When I got my degree, all we were allowed to do was teaching and be an assistant, you know, and yet and it was rare. My grandmother was a doctor. She couldn't do it. My aunt was a doctor. She had to work in America, not in Australia, because she couldn't get a job in Australia that would respect her. So it's really interesting. I think it's all very complicated. I don't understand it.
Well, Black Lives Matter isn't a women's organization.
No, I know.
So I'm not exactly sure why they weren't included in the Women's March, but I did see a lot on media about the arguments back and forth of them not being included. So I'm not sure if it's the political stance they've taken, or is the Women's March movement becoming a Caucasian movement? I mean, are they excluding or
are they excluding? Or the flip side to that is, do they not want it to be black, white, Latina, you know, whatever? It's a march for women, no matter what your color is. So whether they accepted, I don't know, LGBT, you know, women and enabled them to hold their signs up or whatever, not a clue. You know, Black Lives Matter, I totally understand and get that, but if they're coming in as Black Lives Matter, or are they coming in as supporters of women?
Right. Because I saw in the blogs that I saw, it said that the past couple of years they were invited to speak and they were included in the Los Angeles March, and then this past year they weren't included, and there was a lot of hurt and animosity over that. And I'm not sure if it's because they wanted it to be just a woman's movement and not a political statement about any specific group, or if that organization has taken on some sort of political stance that, you know, and they want the focal point to be on women. But I was just wondering if you heard anything about it, if you had any opinion of it at all.
No, not at all. No, and I think that the Women's March is fabulous.
So do I. But I was just wondering if we're taking a huge step back and moving towards a patriarchal society, instead of a society based on equality. Because if you think about it, in a patriarchal society, women are patronized and women are thought of as, oh, aren't you so cute?
I know.
and just, you know, why don't you vote? Why don't you have some nice rights? But make sure that you have dinner cooked on time, and make sure you're at home and you give the paycheck to the family. And, you know, I'm just not sure where we're headed as a society, it seems that we're at a very pivotal moment. It seems as though we've digressed quite a bit, and we could lose some of the rights your generation fought for.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. But we didn't get very far, right? We're sort of plodding on, and it's shifting and it's fluid, and what scares me more is you don't want it to become a matriarchal society. You want to be an equal society.
Right.
Right? You don't want the dominance, the power to be of the woman. You just want it to be equal, and that is the issue. If women have the power, are they going to misuse the power, or are we going to look at equality? So therefore, the structures have to change.
Well, thank you so much
you.
for joining us, and I look forward to seeing all of you next week. Have a great week. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a great apple.
Thanks, Natalie. That was great. Done.
Thank you.